Twitch. Weird Wednesday, creative and fun openings. We will attempt to play here on the stream in Blitz and Rapid Chess. Taking challenges 5-3 through 7+3. If you would like to challenge me, feel free to do so. You have to have 100 rated games, an established lichess rating in Blitz or longer time control. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We have challenges from Troll and Roll, Cheesy Noob, 6-4, Chess 960, and 5+3. What show? It's a show, man. It's a show. It's kind of a show. If I just sat here and I just like played chess and didn't interact with you, it wouldn't be a show. It would just be me streaming, live streaming what I'm doing. But I try to make a show of it. We interact with the audience by answering people like you, Troll. Alright. The interaction with the audience. Yeah. The hat. Nah. Do you have to have a hat for it to be a show? Interesting theory. Alright. Not fully awake yet. Bad night last night. Couldn't get to sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't know what it is. Did manage to get about 5 hours of sleep finally. Just one of those times you just can't sleep. C4. Let's see. Chess 960 against Troll. Controlling the center. He's got his rook activated. Queen activated on the diagonal. Knight can get to c2. Little bit exposes his king position, but not significantly on this diagonal. I would think a g6, d6 type of setup here is good. Mainly this bishop is nice with this move. I find myself really thinking more about the bishops than any other pieces in Chess 960. I'm not sure if that's necessarily a good thing. It means that I have an obsession with bishops, I guess. Cheesy Noob would attest. I'm criticizing him for favoring knights over bishops. I know my own weaknesses, though. I've always had a tendency to overvalue bishops. I think I've done so less as a more mature player. Alright, we've got a challenge from Cheesy Noob. D4. We're playing the King's Indian. I don't know what you're doing. Sort of King's Indian here. Knight b6 is interesting. Morales, welcome. Welcome. Wish I could play knight f6. That's a little slow. So Troll likes to occupy the center. Alright, this knight needs to get in the game. He's got his center. But I feel pretty comfortable with the King's Indian type of formation. If he plays e4, e5... You want to change your hair color? A lot of good products out there. D4, knight d7, e4. The other option is to go Benoni here. Also very tempting. Don't like the knight on d7 in the Benoni so much, though. This is last minute substitution. I was going to play e5 and change my mind. It is Chess 960, of course. Otherwise, this king can't get here. good products for chess 960. B5? I was thinking B5. Problematic getting this bishop out. You know, it's tempting for him to play B4, but I mean, that diagonal could be an issue. I've got to watch this. My king position is pretty funky here. So, knight e5, threatening knight d3, bishop c3, and I hope this works. I'm concerned about the a5 square. It's kind of a complicated situation, though. I can cover c6 with my bishop. But here, what am I doing? Pawn takes b5, knight takes b5. What about knight b6? That's an interesting idea. Play it like a Benko. Mr. Ilyesh. Yesh. That's alright. Bishop a5 is cool, but at the end of the day, I mean, maybe he's just not really doing anything. I'm gonna get out of here sooner or later. B3 looks kind of slow. Surprising move that is. Pretty good. I didn't sleep well last night for some reason. I don't understand. Oh, he's castling kingside. Here. Good idea. I just wasn't tired and couldn't go to sleep last night. And then I'm like exhausted in the morning. It doesn't make sense, you know? If you're like so fresh that you can't sleep, why would you be tired if you can't sleep? Alright. I forgot he could castle kingside as well. This looks like a reasonable position. I don't like my pawn structure after pawn b5. He has the better. I have isolated pawn on a6. Technically, I still have a good island. This pin hopefully is nothing. Now. Yeah, I had a beer during the stream last night, but you know, that's pretty standard thing I do every other day or so. I don't think having a beer made me not able to sleep. We're definitely not getting enough exercise during lockdown. There's not like a huge lockdown, but I don't leave the house much. Monday I had a good walk, you know, so it wasn't like I haven't left the house in days. I just don't understand really what causes like the occasional insomnia. Here we go, troll. I have good control of the b2 square. I think knight takes c4 was interesting. A kind of apprentice information. What are you guys talking about? What are you talking about in particular, Mr. Mad Ramus? It would be good to exercise every day. unfortunately, my schedule doesn't really allow for it. Working too much. Queen A4, good move. I mean, B3. Yeah. Where are you going after that? A3? Queen A8. This is sort of crazy, but my queen can always get back in the game. One day or another. Bishop A5 again. Wow. Alright. So we've taken control of the B file. Click. Click. We're... Step aside, son. Now what? The knight is a problem. Minor. Minor 49er. Knight B2, Queen E2, no problems for white. Rook. This knight is my problem. So knight F6 walks into a kingside expansion. Knight A6 is slow, but it's probably the right plan. For lack of a better move. The A file is a popular spot for pieces in this game. I love his bishop on H1. That's like a piece down. There you go. So now knight B4. Possibly queen B7. Give me that. I can't believe this actually works for him. Maybe not, but he's got one idea. His only idea is to like move his pawns forward. F5 or E5. And this is quick. So, knight C3 on that bishop, huh? Wow. This actually works. That's pretty disturbing. I still don't know what's going on. F4. Rook B1. I missed something here. I should be able to trap this bishop. But I didn't go about it the right way. It's funny because I think my original plan was to play this and then I forgot about it. Interference. Control of b4. He has to play like queen c2 or queen e2, then queen a6. And if rook b2, I just take it and I win a piece. I don't know if this is any danger, but it looks good for black. Yeah, troll. A little bit weird game there. Thank you for the game. Yeah, in the final position, it's probably okay. He's not getting this piece trapped. Queen e2. I was looking at queen a6, giving this pawn up. Just feels like I have some sort of tactics here. I should have some sort of tactics. Black is good compensation for the sacrifice. Pawn white is overextended. He's played f4, g3, e4, d5, c4, b pawn moved. Like, no shelter for his king. But still, he's up a pawn. Alright, king safety is the #1 principle in chess. Don't forget it. I know that sounds kind of defensive, but if you don't get mated, you can never lose, you know? You heard it here first. Breaking news. Weird openings. Alright, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, Chess 960, because of this guy Troll, like, makes me forget. And he only comes on Wednesdays to play. So he can confuse me. If you can't get mated, you'll never lose. Secret of Chess. Blue Velvet. Good movie. David Lynch. Alright, Cheesy Noob is up next. Subscribers. Cheesy Noob, VIP Morales. Astrobate is notoriously missing. He must have overslept. He usually doesn't miss Wednesdays. So there was an insurrection at his... What's the state capital of Nevada, by the way? Alright. Cheese Noob. Dunce opening. He's just going to do what he does anyway. That's his normal first move. So there's no attempt on black's part for something new and different here. Carson City, maybe. So what do we do? D6. This is the formation he's going for, a King's Indian-like approach. I play this way sometimes myself with black. Question is, now what? F4. Yeah, H4 is interesting. Definitely. I feel like my inner Rockport is playing now. It's just all I have to do is maneuver knight A2, and even Jababa wouldn't want to block in his bishop like this. Okay, well, I don't know. The Twilight Zone here. Looks like black is better with my bishop blocked in, so I'm going to have to do... some serious thoughts here. Stonewall attack. This looks dubious. Already on the defensive. Is this Chess 960? It is, right? Cheesy Noob completely transitioning from From Nuzovic to Dutch very well, but that's not a good move. He has a propensity to blunder. If I didn't know better, I would think Cheesy Noob is like a 2200 who tends to drop pieces. Let's do a rematch. He doesn't want a rematch? Alright, that doesn't count. I don't normally do rematches, but doesn't count. That was not a game. It never happened. I'm going to delete it from my Twitter feed. Can we delete that, please? Donald? I like this. I have a weakness for knight h6, and f4 is like the perfect thing to play knight h6 against. The nice, safe, cushy f5 square. Knight h3 is a normal idea against the Dutch. We've probably played this already. Okay, e4 is a principled move. e4 is a principled move, definitely. My knight is bad now on h6. As long as you can maintain that pawn on e4. You've shamed my knight on h6. You unshamed my knight. Now I like my game. Bishop g4. Knight unshamed. Django. Well, yeah, I'm not going to play anything crazy here. I'm just going to get my pawn back, and I was thinking of going home. I don't like queen d6 here. Looks like the knight e4 is going to be, especially without knight on f6, especially effective. So it's a question of queen a5 or queen d8. I like queen d8 in this position. Normally I don't like the queen d8 Scandinavian. But I feel like with a knight coming here, possible fianchetto coming up, we want to have coordinated control of d4. It looks like a Grand Prix attack Sicilian where he traded off his e4, e5 pawn. Bishop g4 is interesting here as well. But after knight e2, later he'll have bishop g4, knight e2, bishop g4, knight f3. Alright, it's fun. Normally I would probably go for c5 or something like, and by the way, this is a threat. Duh. Bishop f7 check. Questions remain. He's not going knight e2. Good call. I'm playing the Caro-Kann. Cheesy Noob will hang a piece in this game. Just a question of when. 18 minutes late. 25 minutes late. What did I say? Let's see. It's not true, though. He didn't hang a piece. Not yet. Wow. Mother of complications. Bishop f3, queen f3, queen d4 check. King h1, queen c4. Queen b7. Queen c6, queen c8 check. King e7. followed by b3, f6, bishop a3 check, king f7. I'm down with this. I like extra pieces. And I just said he would hang a piece. It was like fate. One move after I said he would hang a piece, he hung a piece. I think I should get together with Lieutenant Uhura, start anew. Future-telling enterprise. Give me that. You're on your second beer. It's always dangerous to start drinking in the morning. Maybe f5 is better than f6. I can improve my variation. Oh my god. Dude. What? I had mate in 1, queen takes f1 check. Oh my god. No, I didn't see it. I was too busy like looking at the other line. That's so ridiculous. That's embarrassing for both of us to miss that. But man, he's just like losing immediately. Anyway. Speaking of, that's messed up. If queen c4 now, he has d6 check. Queen c4. d6 check. King f6. Knight e4 check. King g6. f5 check. Pawn takes f5. Normally I would take the queen, but I mean, I'm winning a lot of material here. Yeah, I should take the queen. You're right, Troll. Playing for the spectators a little too much here. I'm just trying to trust my calculation. Learn to trust my calculation. I just failed to see that move earlier. We win bonus material. Why do you always see the other obvious killer moves and not mine? The others is... Normally I would agree with Troll. I would normally take the queen on c and be up a piece in an endgame. But I just felt like having a little bit of fun today. Being Weird Wednesday and all. A little bit sleep deprived. Welcome to the stream, guys. Astrobate, what's up? Did you ever sleep too? Undersleep? Cheesy Noob's second attempt. He's obviously not a morning person. This was fun, though. How'd you feel about the arena yesterday, Antonio? Any interesting games? What about conspirational theories? I have at least one. Investigations are still underway. Rook f3. Is that mate? That would be sick if that's mate. Alright, so I take his queen. He plays rook g3 check. Now I have to play king f5. The problem is he only has one check there. And that's rook g5. But in that position I just take his knight on e4. So he's going to need some sort of slow move. Can he mate my king in the middle of the board here? I mean, theoretically, I could play knight g4 as well. But that seems like it would be kind of awkward. We're up quite a bit of material. He's only down, what? A knight and a queen. Not enough compensation. That's embarrassing, man. I didn't see queen f1 at all. Wow. Bishop f3, queen f3, queen d4 check. He just drops a piece. And then this, I don't see mate in 1. Totally escaped me. Funny that I see this, queen c8, but I don't see that. I was just talking about this with someone else. You know, the people who see like attacking ideas for themselves, but not the threats to the opponent. I'm like the opposite. I'm paying too much attention to threats against me, not enough attention to the threats for me. It's a mentality thing. I'm too prophylactic. Morales, what's up? Ready to play. He did resign. There was no way to mate me with my king out there. He doesn't have enough pieces left to create any serious threats. It's a good resignation. Definitely no chance from there. I mean, I suppose against like a beginner, you know, you might want to keep playing. There's a chance black could get mated. Weird openings. I keep forgetting. I want to play the Caro-Kann. The hippo. Someone suggested the hippo defense. It's not really an opening. I refer to it as a formation. I guess we can have a philosophical argument about it. Alright. No insulting each other or telling each other to shut up. Yeah, I mean, that's not really appropriate to tell Troll not to challenge. He can try to challenge if he wants. I'm probably not going to accept it, but I would say he has the right to challenge me, Burak Carlson. Alright, both you guys are getting timed out. Both getting timed out for abusing each other. Sorry about the accidental ban there. Banned him momentarily. Troll to roll also on timeout. You can have a ban. I'll unban you. But I'll time you out. I love how easy it is to ban and unban people. The click of a button. Sorry guys. Just testing the ban hammer there. Not serious yet. But I really don't want to be babysitting in my stream. That's enough of that. Better things to do with my life. Babysit 6-year-olds on my chess stream. 6-year-olds. So basically what we're looking at here is an attempt to play the hippo, which was requested. Yeah, 25 I think we can expect normal behavior from people. It's the 6-year-olds that's problematic. Time has withered your once youthful appearance. Oof. Hope you're not talking to me. That's very frank. Alright, Queen E1. The hippo's nice and symmetrical. I think that's what you like about it. Some people are really into symmetrical stuff. It's a symmetry. I understand what he's doing here. He's setting up possible f5. The queen maneuver over to these squares. Normally I don't play the hippo, but it seems like Morales has, well, what I would call like a sort of prepared formation. I know that a6 and h6 are usually played, but I'm a little concerned about f5 right now. Now, if that move is strong, it will cause me some discomfort. Maybe h6 is okay. If f5 I take with the e-pawn and try to block the position. I guess I can take and play g5. Oh, I could take twice with the pawns too. It's not clear. Illusion with an A. They just act like 5 years olds. Babies. Don't challenge him again. Shut up. No, we're not going to do stream babysitting. h6. That's why I stopped teaching chess in the schools. Well, not the only reason, but I just didn't really enjoy it. I had these classes for kids in the public schools once. One particular class which comes to mind. It was really literally like impossible to control these like misbehaving children. It was I'm like, what am I doing here? You know, these children have no interest in chess. They're just like out of control. And I'm not a qualified licensed teacher, and I'm like in charge of like 18 children or something. At that moment I realized that's not my calling. I'm overqualified to be a babysitter. So what are we going to do here? Pawn takes f5, pawn takes f5, pawn takes f5. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can all withstand a certain amount of torture for, there was too many. It was like more than 15. It's like a small group, it's no problem. But, again, like, it was too hard. I was just like suffering every week. This is a long time ago. Probably around like 1999. If I recall correctly. Pawn takes f5 and g5 was my plan. One of the key ideas of the hippo, and I'm not an expert, but I have played it in certain formations, is to try to keep the lines closed if you can. You know what, trying to remember back to that class, I had a number of schools where I would teach, but that was the worst one. Inner city school with at least 15 plus kids. They were really badly behaved. I'm trying to think. Was that 1997? Maybe that was before I moved to Hungary, started playing chess. Seriously. My life, I can't remember a lot of important stuff when it was. The Silence of the Lambs. That's the only Jodie Foster movie I can remember. Off the top of my head, I'm not ism. That would not be appropriate. I'm more used to teaching people one-on-one. All right. So we've got G5. What's up? We got F6, Knight E4, Bishop E4. F6 is his favorite idea. Grand Prix attack and all. O1. Better at O1. So Bishop E4. This was definitely a suggestion. Miralis. He's trying to get me to weaken my E5 square. This is his favorite square. But I have very good control of that square at the moment. I really need a way to develop my pieces here. Blockade. I wouldn't even think of taking your pawn in F5. Most importantly, I want to play Queen D7. I'm prepared to castle wherever. Oh, no. Look at that. Look at that square. He's changed his favorite square to E4. Wow. Dude, that is sick. What a move. What a move. Wow. Unbelievable. He's an absolute genius, I would say. Incorrigible. Trying to get his E5 square. What do you guys think are good ways to make money being a developer and 1800 chess player? Whatever it is, it doesn't relate to teaching chess in the schools. No, I'm just kidding. Knight F3. I have a lot of people who are into that. They work in teaching chess in the schools, but I have a lot of people. I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people. I know people who are into that kind of thing. Damn, this position is upsetting. It's upsetting me. He's so strong. It's crazy how strong he is. Knight D2 followed by knight back to F3. It's like playing Steinitz himself. So you're looking for a way to make money as a developer and 1800 chess player. Well, lichess is probably not a bad place to look. Dude, what is up here? My god. Knight F5? What? He's looking for tactics. How does this work? Dude, come on. Dude. You're kidding me. He just flows. His moves just flow. He wants more. He's a genius. Wasn't enough. 2 pawns down. Perfect game. We escaped from the clutches of Mirales. That was pretty dodgy. With the hippo. Man. This F5. Totally Steinitzian attack. Nice move. Engine number 1 choice. Of course. Set up by Queen E1. Standard. So G5 is my best shot. Keep it closed. I thought I was in trouble here. Wow. This was cold-blooded. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, here I calmly found Queen D7, which is like the only move that equalizes. But it's just like barely. He's so close to a tactic here, he tried to force it too hard. Yeah, so if he takes the rook, he's just down 2 pawns and a heavy piece ending, so he tries something else. Damn, what's my analysis? 0 centipawn loss. There was a solution with G4, but we won't talk about that. You were actually better with the G4 idea. Let's see my CPL. The hippo. Not bad. 2 mistakes, 1 inaccuracy. 19 CPL. Hippo rules. That was kind of scary. Alright, Virat Carlson is not a subscriber. Troll is a subscriber. Anybody else a subscriber? Officially, trolls get to play first. Troll already played. Wait a minute. You tricked me. You already played. That was Virat Carlson's whole argument. Dude, you have to wait till the end of the line, troll. Trying to trick me again. So who's a subscriber? Anybody else? Any other subscribers who are trying to play? Play with Matui. Well, I've got to take the challenges in order. Alright, I guess, sadly, there are no other challengers who are subscribers, so I have to play first non-subscriber. Did I ever tell you hate the hippo? I hate the hippo. I'm worse than you playing against it. Troll's back and he's asking if I've ever punched a girl or someone. Inappropriate. Talk violence. Just back after timeout and that's your first question? If your challenge keeps going to the bottom, it might have to do with, like, getting disconnected from the site or something like that. I would suspect you're, like, getting kicked off. You're on a mobile device. Normally that wouldn't even happen, though. Usually it will send you back. You got into a big fight in the schoolyard with a girl? Happens. That happens. I never had one of those. I don't remember having a big fight in the schoolyard with a girl. I remember having a fight in the schoolyard in 3rd grade. With this kid, we had a very strange relationship. It was like, sometimes we hated each other, but then there was a time when we were friends. It was weird. It was like all or nothing. So, we're supposed to play unusual openings for fun here. Play the Dmitry Gurovich. Queen's Indian is not an unusual opening. Michael Valvo was an IM, passed away years ago. Played this against me. It's a way of trying to like trick white into maybe favorable bankos. I don't think I played knight c3, but knight c3 is probably white's best move. But I don't understand why I didn't play knight c3 now, you know, all these years later. I lost the game against Valvo. It was like 92 New York Open or something. And I still don't understand why I wouldn't play knight c3. What was I afraid of that I wouldn't play knight c3? I don't understand. It must have been c5. Yeah, I was afraid of c5, d5, b5. That must have been it. That was the only explanation. He surprised me with a6, and I was afraid of that. But the refutation may be this, like taking on c5. Because the weakness of b6, black doesn't have knight a6. So I'm thinking that maybe one of the best lines here is to actually take. d5 is a Benko-like position after b5. e3 is a move. It's okay. I mean, I guess e3 is fine. It's just a move. It's not critical, but it's not bad. Looked at this a while ago. I can't advocate it really for black because of that capture on c5. It looks like black can't equalize after that. You can't say nice. We have the saying in English, troll, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. What are we gonna do? Sorry, man. Tried. Not worth it. I give up. Okay, so it's just a kind of semi-tarash. Really nothing I can do here that's dynamic. It looks like I have to do this. Anything else is semi-tarash. Not an unusual opening. Unusual for me, though. A pain in the, you know what, b3. Okay. The question is, did you know that Anish Giri sometimes takes a piece and puts it in his pocket after the games? No, I did not know that. After the games? I could kind of see, like, during the game, you borrow it. But he would kind of get in trouble for stealing the pieces, wouldn't he? I heard the story about the Marshall Chess Club. There's some guy who was caught stealing the clocks. He denied it, and they showed him video of him doing it. Pieces, also not really good. So what's the point? He has, like, souvenirs? He's like a serial killer? Keeping souvenirs of his victims from the chess set? It seems like it would get expensive for the organizers. Every single game he keeps one of the pieces. Marco is sociopath. I would assume a lot of chess players are sociopaths. Probably not altogether surprising. I never did Twitter because I hate Donald Trump. But now that he's like banned from Twitter, I was thinking of opening a Twitter account. Still, I mean, I don't think I will. It's just not my thing. But if I ever would, now would be the time. Queen c2. Interesting patient play by white. What's up with the d4 pawn? Can I take that? Yeah, an interview on Twitter. That's kind of weird. I was going to say the same thing, but... Dinner on Twitter. A show. I saw a show. That's kind of like what you were talking about before. Troll. I saw a show on Twitter. It's multimedia of every kind now. Sure, we understand. I'm just kidding around. All or nothing. Basically a BOGO. I'm down to 20 seconds. The guy's playing already like Grandmaster level in this opening. It's like a game I had with Proashka in a BOGO. White's GM level opening play. This transposes to a BOGO, it looks like. Bishop. Very similar position, almost identical. You can get out of the BOGO Indian. H3, very interesting. White has an affinity for not castling, kind of like a cheesy noob style obsession. I would have cast the last move instead of H3 with white. I also play this type of position sometimes with white, playing a lot of D4. Make your worst pieces great again. Love the way he played the opening until H3 knight D2. But the play speed is too fast. You gotta stop and think at some point. Chess was not made to be played like 15 seconds per move. Wow. Stonewall attack. The Stonewall defense. What? Alright, he's just dropping a pawn here. Why so fast? You know, I suspected in a game with more time on the clock, I would probably not trade queens. I really need to stop trying to figure out what you guys are talking about all the time. One of my streaming problems. Don't try to understand what the viewers are talking about constantly. Or think you can. It's distracting and you can't really make sense of it sometimes. I'm not as a case in point here. Don't know what you're talking about, but it does sound kind of weird. White's got some problems coordinating. Definitely. And a minute and a half to think about it. Rook A2 is like double exclamation point. Brilliancy. How did you find that? The only move? That's a truly impressive move. Wow. He's so insanely fast. Matter of time till I blunder if White's capable of playing this fast. Basically. The speed of White's play is unbelievable. Given his ratings, it doesn't make sense. Just a draw. How can you be that strong and that fast? He was lost, but the ability to play that fast, eventually I made a blunder. But if you're that strong and that fast, you should be much higher rated in Bullet. He's 1700. He's lost here, but the speed compensated. It's unbelievable. I traded queens when I shouldn't trade queens because I had 1 second left. And I leave myself a very little margin of error here. Eventually I just dropped the pawn. Rook A2 was impressive. I mean, he has like no other move in that position. I mean, Rook A2 is a tough move to find. Pissed at myself. The time pressure is brutal though. Alright. If you got 100 games, I'll take the challenge. Kulakada. Praying Mantis. Praying Mantis is like 1500 who plays like a 2000. And Mr. Ilyesh. Alright. Is Ilyesh a Hungarian name? Or is it just my imagination? Mr. Ilyesh. Troll in a roll. No. Yes. It's not Hungarian. I know a Hungarian guy with that name, though. Are you sure? I mean, family name. So we gotta play something unusual. I mean, it's like, there's a grandmaster from the United States, Jim Tarjan, and his whole life, you know, everyone pronounced it Tarjan. He calls himself James Tarjan, but it's an old Hungarian name. It's actually Tarjan Iliash. There's this one Hungarian player with the same family name. Okay, it's probably Slavic origin. Not clear. Alright, G6. So we need something original. Slavic is Slavic. You can always play A3. That's weak. I once saw Humpy Kundaru do this, like on move 4 against the Grunfeld. Queen C2 is just a way of sort of getting out of book. It's Arabic? Well, at least you know something then. Here I was thinking it was Hungarian. Ilya. D6. Yeah, F3. It doesn't really fit with this queen on C2. I think I'm going to play this. The way you say Elias in Persian, so it's probably like a really ancient name. I'm transposing to something that I play. Dr. Tripchance. You're from a really old place. I mean, Persia is so ancient. So much interesting history there. All right. H6. So this is basically one of the reasons why I play this sort of formation. I don't like G5, Knight H5 to hunt down my bishop. So we're able to play this without fear of Knight H5. That's why I'm delaying Knight F3. I've been tinkering with this move order. Popular new emoji there. Bishop H4. We've got 5 challenges. Troll with a re-challenge. Alexander Mahut needs to re-challenge 5+3. I'm going to close that and hope he re-challenges, gets the message. Okay, so now running out of waiting moves for white here. And I don't subscribe to castling queenside in this line normally. So I have nothing better than to play Knight F3 now. I mean, maybe you could, yeah, you can't allow the center to open. I mean, the question is, can you fart around the move like H3 or not? It looks extremely slow, but possible that it's possible. Possibly possible. H3. It just really does feel slow. I definitely have played this position before. Normally I would be castled kingside more early. I had a similar game with a Greek grandmaster, Dimitrios Agnos, but I think he sort of quit from chess or something. Lived in the UK. It's weird to become a grandmaster and then like quit chess. It's a lot of work to put into something and just stop completely. I know a lot of people have done that though. Here's the g5. So it's possible to take on e5 as well. Doesn't seem necessary. Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand taking a break from it. What I'm talking about is like completely stopping for the rest of your life. You know? That seems like kind of hard. I'm thinking of a lot of grandmasters who did that. It's like, wait, that's tremendous position after 98. 98 is too passive. Should I take on e5 or not? I'm gonna pass. Worst case scenario, I drop a pawn. Sacrifice. It's fine by me. The key is the f5 square. Black setup is not really good. A lot of pawns on dark squares. 98. General rule that I try to adhere to is you don't retreat pieces from the center when there's tension. In this case, he's playing 98 while tension exists between the pawns and the center. In most cases, that's wrong. Though it's not often easy to refute it. Normally, you move the pieces away from the center on the black side of the King's Indian when the tension is released. There's an exchange where someone pushes. I push to d5. Now the question. Sort of sad about this, having to make a decision. Easy decision? I don't know. It's kind of a tough decision which way to take there. He must be a good player, especially in tactics. He's made some positional mistakes, but he's 2100. If you're making positional mistakes and you're 2100, 99% of the time you're extremely strong tactically. I normally try to like anticipate what my opponents will have as far as strengths and weaknesses. He's made some strategic mistakes with g5, a5, 98, but I guess you can't get to 2100 without being good tactically. I'm expecting him to be able to calculate well. I have to be careful. He could try to win a pawn here with g4. But g4 knight h4 opens up another huge hole on f5 or makes it worse. And that's another thing. If I had h3, I'd be all set. It's still hard to break through. There is the e file. His knight is bad on e8. This looks extremely dangerous for black. I mean, c5. Whoa. Whoa. Silver. What is going on? Mother. Alright. I don't know, guys. Whatever. Squares. I just want to get control. This. Where do we go? Here? This was my intuition. It's funny though, it's hard to finish him off here tactically. I don't see a way to break through. I didn't have to sacrifice a pawn. Yeah, I mean, I completely misplayed it. The suggestion from Dr. Tripchance to go d1 would have been excellent. Rook would be better there. Then I could put one rook on d1, one rook on e1. I wanted to penetrate down on the 7th here. I guess I dropped a piece. What? Wow. Beat me in the first try. Look at this position. Black is -2 at move 14. I don't know, it was like a Hoover hit them. Black might be materialistic. He took everything in sight. This was misplayed by me. But I was just too low on time. I know this is winning for me, but I looked at 97, I didn't think it was that good, so I did this instead. I'm winning, but I don't know. I missed like bishop f5. I intuitively felt I could sacrifice this piece. We have such good control of the open file and lots of tactics. I wanted to play queen g6, but then I saw bishop f5. So I did see bishop f5, then I panicked. So I played this. It's not good enough. And then came the catastrophic blunder. Like, even here, I'm okay. Knight g5 is actually good. But I missed, like, queen d5, and I just have nothing after that. I have to be able to take here. I mean, that's the whole point. So honestly, I thought I could even just take this, for example. Maybe white doesn't have enough, though. But this is like the final straw. I just like hung on my pieces. That's it. Yeah. Pretty much what I expected. Knight f7 apparently was very strong. Didn't occur to me to play that. Feels like I'm cashing in. I wanted more. Wanted to build up my advantage. But I don't leave myself with enough time. Kulakada. So we've got quite a bit of time, guys, to play today. To 1:30, almost 1:30. Weird openings Wednesday. Tried Queen C2. I feel good at least that the intuitive piece sacrifice was sound, you know. The birdies. Unsound opening day. Sort of. Something like that. Not really unsound opening, just unusual. I try not to play unsound. This is obviously very sound. I'm just dabbling with this. Played it a few times now. Variation A, or variation B. The more aggressive move is knight f6, sacking a pawn. So this is the solid approach. Correct. Nothing unsound about this. Weight is equal. No, seriously, the engine says it's equal. This variation. We've had a couple of games like this. It's been played by one correspondence player quite a bit. This guy Schuster, I think. You really can learn a lot from correspondence games. Even if I don't use ChessBase and like study Grandmaster games, having a database of the top correspondence games is something I think most of the top pros pay attention to. Those games that are played, you know, are computer games, basically. So now he's sacrificing this pawn with check. But I think that's better in the previous version. Here he has suboptimal pawn sack. Okay, can my queen get back to the fold? Queen e5 check, bishop e7. For example, queen g3, castles. Poses interesting questions. How about queen e5 check, bishop e7, queen f4? I mean, my queen is attacked. I have to take this pawn with check. There's no question. The question is, how does the king get back? King, whatever, queen. Why didn't he, if he wanted to sack a pawn, why wouldn't he have sacked it right away? Is this just a blunder? Or an intentional sacrifice? So my opponent is 1705 bullet, which means he'll probably play like a master. Most people do here. So it's like a delayed version of the same pawn sack. Queen g3, castles f4, knight e4, knight e4, bishop h4, losing my queen. Is a good line. What can I do? Queen d4. It's just so hard to get the queen back into play. But seriously, queen g3 castles. What do I do? I don't see how to get the queen back safely. Queen f4? Castles? I guess. And like h3? H3 right away. Looks crazy. What do I do? Put my queen on H2? If knight F3 castles... There was this idea that happened in Nayar's game that he played in this line. Similar position, knight F3 castles, bishop C6, BC6, knight D4. Threatening knight C6. And also it would give me ideas of knight F5, but it looks like dubious. I mean, honestly, my development is lagging. Is knight D4 really a good move? D3. How am I getting back? D3, castles, queen G3. The problem is my queen is getting trapped by bishop D6, queen F3, bishop G4. D4 also doesn't do anything about it. So black is 1700 player. I really ought to try to survive here somehow. I don't see anything better, but 94 is a weird move. Could be like an engine move or of some sort. Tarzan? Interesting opening. And black's playing like a computer, in case you didn't notice. Maybe a computer would have played G5 there, though. Does it work? G5, H4, F6, take, Queen H2, Rook F7, and I'm still losing a piece? I'm not sure. White is not a 1700. That much is obvious. But I don't see the point. Alright. Getting my pawn back. I mean, he's getting his pawn back. Laughing out loud. He's getting his pawn back. Another player who's like incredibly strong for 1700. It seems to be contagious. Now I can castle. Lucky I got out of there. I mean, black should be like 2000 easily with the strength. He probably missed the win though. But his speed is ridiculous. You could easily be over 2000. I mean, I gotta get my king out of the center. Pawn grabbing is... Sean Pinto, material grabbing is overrated, man. I've got an advantage in this endgame, regardless of whether I win a pawn. Better structure. This is probably potentially a blunder. Probably, potentially. Maybe not. It reminds me of Virat Carlson. Very similar. Ultra fast. Very strong for a 1700-1800 rating. They're like brothers or something. Same exact modus operandi. Ridiculously strong for the rating. And super fast. Why am I playing 1700 players who play like masters or almost masters? That's just suspicious. This move is scary. Dude, what is this? Seriously. Why are you trolling me? You're no 1700. This guy's 1700, my butt. I've got nothing. I should have played rook e7. Why am I playing these people? He wants to take back? What? Oh, you want to take back because you hung your rook. Seriously? You're strong enough to beat an IM, but you want take backs? What? I didn't even see it. Dude, how weird is that game? This guy's play is like master level. And then he hangs his rook and offers a take back. What? What kind of strong player requests take backs? That's absurd. That's like unheard of. Don't offer a take back. So let's check the play here. So 94 is not an engine move. But whoever he is, like, he's extremely strong. Maybe he's not cheating with the computer, but he's no 1700. I was afraid of g5 here. I wasn't sure if this works. I mean, this was really critical. And f6. Because I could lose a piece in this position. 5 inaccuracies and then finally like 1 blunder when he hung his rook. Only inaccuracies the whole game by a 1700 Blitz player on lichess. Yeah, right. That's believable. In a 50 move game, not one mistake, except for the rook drop when he asked for a take back. Dude, that's ridiculous. Just way, way too strong for your account. Alright. Praying Mantis, speaking of too strong for his account. But I mean the speed on top of the strength of his play. Then you look at the speed, like no mistakes, except for a rook drop where he asked for a take back. And he's like super fast. So like twice as fast as me. I mean, that's crazy, dude. You would be like 2200 at least. 2300. Totally unbelievable. Alright. But I get a lot of this lately. So we're going to try something. Maybe he's a kid. Yeah, of course. But how do you explain the fact that he has hundreds of games at 1700 strength? And he can play twice as fast as me with like higher accuracy. That's ridiculous, you know. I would accept him if he was like over 2000, but the rating is a giveaway. Sometimes people just ask friends to play the game for them. Maybe there's like 5 people using one account. But then again, why would his rating be 1700? I'm just seeing this every day, constantly. Alright, something weird. 1500, 1700s on lichess are basically... A 1700 on lichess is like a 1500 FIDE. I've been almost 2500. My peak rating was a little under 2500 FIDE. Around 2470. So here's a player who's 1700. He should probably around, by that rating, be 1500 FIDE. 1,000 points lower than me in international rating strength. And he's like faster and more accurate. That's believable. So b5 is just a weird offbeat move. c4 feels like it's a mistake for white. I understand it, but I'm able to take toward the center and play d5. And here we should have reasonable games. So whatever the refutation of b5 is, I don't think it's c4. Now we have a solid position. I mean, my structure is better. I remember I had a game with someone in a similar position, bishop b3. They probably played. Well, you don't automatically get to be a grandmaster because your rating gets to 2500. That's just the one requirement. Though it's easier than it used to be, Astrobate. I was unofficially like 2470 at my peak, mid-tournament. I have no Grandmaster norms, and I didn't get the rating, so I am definitely not a Grandmaster. But still, you know, I should not really suffer against people who are 800 rating points lower. Right. I mean, Astrobate, we have how many games with you? 100 games with you? I know your rating is very accurate. What's your rating on lichess? I mean, I know pretty well after playing on here for 4.5 years what people's approximate rating should be. You know, how strong a 1500 is, how strong a 1700 is, how strong they should be. Approximately. Praying Mantis. I'm not 48, I'm 39. We're going to start this again. And don't reveal where Nancy Pelosi is, okay? Seriously. Gonna reveal Nancy's age next. What do we have to do? So this position is a little bit weird. Maybe I should just play e6. Not crazy about it, but I'm afraid it's taking me too long. With this diagonal open here, I'm afraid it's taking me too long if I try something like bishop g4 to get my king out of the center. So we're going to opt for not bringing this bishop out this diagonal. It has a6, d7. I think we're all right. The Isolani. But thanks, Vera Crossan. I guess it's not too old to become a GM, but as I said earlier, you know, my problem isn't my age. It's like, isn't really our age, it's our responsibilities. I squandered a lot of opportunities. I should have tried to become a GM 15 years ago harder. Of course, it's not easy. Knight f3. There's always some sort of roadblocks that life throws in our way. Praying Mantis, I don't know. Another player who's really, really strong. Based on rating, I can't really correlate the strength of play with their rating. Having trouble getting out of this position, getting out of the center here. I'm going to play it safe, but White's position is good. It's fine. Unorthodox opening by both sides. I don't think this Isolani is a problem. White has a lot of control of d4. His pieces are harmonious. You know, that's like, you can't look at this and say, okay, White's worse because he has an isolated pawn. That's just one feature of the position. White has other factors that somewhat compensate. But I mean, okay, it's important that you recognize that is a feature of the position, the Isolani. Why should I be better? Because he has an Isolani, it's not enough. Big question. He's starting knight b5. If bishop a6, bishop a4 check. Knight bd7. Knight e5. And that's really nasty because he's threatening knight c6. So this is like very sophisticated play by White. It's almost like he's trying to lure me into playing bishop a6 so he can follow up with bishop a4 check. And when I play knight on bd7, he has knight e5, threatening knight e5 to c6. So for example, castles, knight c6, queen e8 into a pin, and black is in a really crazy position there. If you can follow that. This game was 7+3, so he's used some time. Yeah, a6 is ugly. He's not threatening knight b5. I have queen a5 check. So we don't have to panic about that. The threat of knight b5. But I'm very sad that I couldn't play bishop a6. But White's play, I mean, you know, most people would be like pooping themselves, worried about black playing bishop a6 and trapping their king in the center. He just calmly allows it with that very sophisticated sort of justification. I mean, that's not easy to come up with, honestly. Just in time, you know. Most people would have like been afraid, but Praying Mantis knew that it wasn't a threat, which is kind of scary. Or he's just really lucky. You know, the bishop a6 didn't work. What do you think? Lucky or good? I'm paranoid, man. Well, I just don't think a6 is necessary. It's a pawn move. We can play bishop d7, bishop b7. I don't like bishop b7 a lot. Lucky and good. That's the best combination. I've only played 4 games with him. Astrobate, you're very juvenile. I should be able to say pooping on stream without the South Park reaction. Alright, Kyle. Tone it down. We can put pressure on the d4 pawn, tie him down. Probably not a threat, man. If queen b6, knight a4. Oops. Okay, this has to go. Magnus Carlsen didn't learn this lesson against Dubov the last time he lost in their little mini match, but knights on e5 need to be traded off. A bishop is violating my airspace as well. Praying Mantis also, and I know this sounds like I'm saying this every game, but for crying out loud, he's like 1400 in Blitz. When I play people, he's 1200 in Chess 960. What? He doesn't play like that against me. I mean, he's solid. Are you freaking kidding me, man? The Isolani, the thing is, if I can't put pressure on it, it's not really a weakness. Now the game may change in an endgame or something like that. But positionally, White is playing an excellent game. Way, way, way beyond 1400. Much like my last opponent. Basically no mistakes from White thus far. Now he could drift. But he's also fast. Relatively fast. In addition to being good. That's what I said before. Bishop b4. I'm not loving this. I already lost against him once. He just crushed me. We check that game sometime. There's no way he's 1400 and play that game. That was devastating. The 1600 isn't too bad, but then you look at his Blitz, his classical, and his 1200 Chess 960 rating, and it's like, what? How could you be 1200 in Chess 960? Okay, it's a little harder, the Chess 960. But I mean, about 200 points. Lower than your normal rating, maybe. But his ratings are really low. He's just too good for that. The game against me, man, where I lost was just an all-out devastation. I was just ripped apart like an alien predator got a hold of me and just started, like, you know, throwing me around the space station or something. It wasn't just I lost, I got, like, decimated. So this move is weak. The first move, what I would call a mistake. I thought he has bishop a4 here. Or maybe even bishop d6, followed by bishop a4. But this is a mistake. We take out that bishop. And without that bishop now, I had the bishop pair, a solid protected passer on d5. Position transforms to... It looks like it transforms to my advantage, unless he has some kind of miracle. We might want to be careful here with like bishop g5. Bishop e7, bishop h7 check I was concerned about. And I didn't like the rook lift, rook e3, rook h3 with like quick mating threats. That's why I played bishop g5. But I mean, it's possible. Well, now he's like in time pressure, I guess, falling apart. Alien Predator. He's not falling apart yet. d4 didn't work because of rook d1. There's rook e3. I was just talking about that. I can sack the queen for 2 rooks, or maybe even more. Whoa. I mean, until like move 16, white had a good game. So here, bishop d6, rook e8, bishop a4, I'm saying. Peter doesn't like it? Why? I mean, maybe if you're a computer, this is no problem. But I don't feel comfortable here. This pin is super nasty. So I have to very carefully play this and then try to play bishop c6. And I'm okay, it looks like, after this. I probably would find it if I had enough time, but it still feels unpleasant for black. Alright. Troll on a roll. Mr. Ilyesh. Ilyesh in Hungarian. I don't know how to pronounce it, man. All I know is English or Hungarian. That's it. Those are my pronunciations. Hey, it's Miro, a subscriber. Dinekis, also a regular. Not always a subscriber to the stream. Alright guys, I'd like to offer immediate challenges for the players who are subscribers to the stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. Kind of a benefit. We have a benefit for people who do subscribe. You can play in the Sunday Simul automatically, and you get first chance to play Blitz streams. I'm gonna just like stop looking at people's ratings because it just drives me crazy. How much money is to make me GM? I can't make myself a GM. How am I gonna make you a GM? I probably have a better shot at making someone else a GM than myself, though. Alright, that's true. I have only myself to blame for not being a GM. I think I could have done it. As my research, getting a FIDE rating online is possible. My English is not enough to read every steps. For entering to online FIDE tournaments, kill me, please. I don't know about anything, honestly, Sadoser, about online FIDE tournaments. I'm kind of an online chess, not online chess, but rated online chess skeptic, personally. So, maybe someone else would know something about it. I can't really help you with that. I don't know the latest developments. You know, if this pandemic continues, obviously FIDE is going to try, and I read something about this like last week, but you know, trying to do more online. You know, they used to have, or they still have their own arena or whatever, the FIDE online arena, but I would never have touched that with like a 10-foot pole. I don't like FIDE, even though I'm a FIDE International Master. I don't really support them because most international sports organizations are corrupt by nature. But anyway, if anybody knows any answers to his question, you might want to check it out. I don't know about the FIDE Arena if it's still working, but they might be trying to, you know, I think they're trying to branch out outside of the FIDE Arena on other sites. That's what I'm getting at. Hey, it's Miro. Maybe they came to the conclusion that the FIDE Arena wasn't going to work out, you know. They need money. Yeah, not enough WCMs and CMs coming in. They make money on every title. So A6 is cool. This is a reverse English defense. What else to do? Reverse English defense, I would say. Could be a Queen's Indian. It does work out. Yeah, I played this guy who was an arena grandmaster a couple of years ago, but nobody was really doing it. He was pretty good though. He got better. His rating, his over-the-board rating was really low, but he was like FIDE Master Strength. From India, I think. Now I can't remember his name. It was like 3 years ago. That's the only arena grandmaster I met. But I don't know if they'll be able to maintain the FIDE Arena. Is that going to work out? Do they have enough players? But I definitely don't support FIDE politically. It's been under a cloud for too long. But now it's a mess, the whole pandemic, and all chess associations must be in a crisis. U.S. Chess Federation, no doubt. This is a good setup for Black. I really like Black's game here. This move is cool. I'm not going to play the London system anymore, or whatever this is. The birds. I called it the London system. I don't support FIDE because it contains proof. There's no proof. You know, when did FIDE ever have access to my birth certificate? Never. They've never. The only way that FIDE could ever get my birthday would be from a third party that also never had evidence of my actual birthday. It's all like hearsay. Maybe at some point, you know, I filled out some form somewhere when I got my FM title 27 years ago. I don't know how FIDE has my birthday. How they think they have my birthday. I really don't have a clue. Maybe the U.S. Chess Federation gave them my birthday, but I don't even know how the U.S. Chess Federation had my birthday. I could have told them anything, you know. I've never showed my ID to the U.S. Chess Federation or FIDE. How would they know my birthday? Troll, you look like you're 56. By the way, and you're younger than me. And living in the basement, you know, isn't helping you. E6. What are we doing here? Well, I look good until I had to start working and not taking naps all day. The secret to longevity is having a nap every day. And ever since I stopped having naps, I started getting older. It sucks. I like the way that Hey It's Miro played this a lot. I love the way he played this game. I hate the way I played it. Damn. I guess I just hate the birds opening. But this is Wednesday and I just play random stuff. Can't believe you call me the guy. After all the chess streams you watched, you're calling me the guy? That's just so dismissive. All the years of watching my stream, I'm the guy? That's all I get? That's unbelievable. Look, I'm addicted to this. The increment made me like this. I'm addicted to using all my time, Virat Carlson. I never used to play increment chess until FIDE started like forcing it in tournaments. Now I'm like addicted. I like to think, so I'll think until I can, and before I run out of time, make a move. It's not that complicated. You're just making moves like before you need to. It's not that I'm playing too, it's not that I'm playing too slow. You're playing too fast, and there's more than one way to look at it. Am I playing too slow or you're playing too fast? You're making moves before you need to. The truth is that we're probably both wrong. I'm a little too addicted to this time pressure, and you're playing too fast. But I can play the whole game on the increment. But it's definitely cutting it too close. Sometimes I try to make a move and I reach to take it back, and if I try to switch my move at the last second, I lose on time. It's pretty standard. It happens all the time. But I'm definitely addicted to this time pressure. But I don't like to make moves when I don't have a good position. I don't like to get a bad position in the first place. This is a great game by Black. I mean, my position is super creepy. Jeopardy. I heard the new Jeopardy host sucks. He has no personality. It's kind of important, to be a Jeopardy host, not a Jeopardy contestant. Being a host of a game show, it's kind of important to have personality. Oh my god. Rook h6. You need to stop now. You're all or nothing. Step away from the squad car with your hands up. He was getting out of the diagonal. It's a completely defensive move. Rook h6. He's merely sidestepping that long diagonal. What a creepy, ugly position I have. Okay, retreat. You know the word retreat? Step away from the chalupa. As they say at Taco Bell. This is a favorite sacrifice of London system players I've faced. Oh, they love to do that. They love themselves some sacks on d3. But Hey It's Miro, not being a real London system aficionado, he wasn't tuned in. to the standard procedure there. This is a stupid move. If there's ever been a stupid move, that's it. Definitely. Another stupid move. Another stupid move. We're both making stupid moves now. Both making a lot of dumb moves. And castles queenside, because that's safe. Obviously. No. You defended that. What? He's worse than me in panicking. You thought knight g3 was good for black at some point? I almost just hung like mate, or hung my queen with queen c7 check, thinking that was a move. Got this. Hadesmere had a good game. He had a really good game. Castling queenside looked kind of weird. Not what I would do. I thought he had a good game for a while. Now it's a little too late. So it looks like around here where you played rook h6, things were going all right for black. This is a classic break with computer suggesting there. That c4 to open this diagonal and sort of chip away at my pawn structure. But it is hard to decide where black should put his king. I understand. I empathize with you there. It's not clear what you should do. Knight g3. He has that? I dismissed it pretty quickly. I didn't think he had anything here. But I could be wrong. I looked at queen h4. But maybe this isn't clear. Like here. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's go back. So let's see. Takes. Rook g6. I mean, sadly, like I might be able to win with queen h2. It's a good practical try for black, maybe. But if I play with computer like defensive skill, I mean, you're going to be lost. You're down a piece. In a fast blitz game, man, I mean, yeah, maybe. If it was non-increment blitz, you could try it with good practical chances. But that position, with queen h4, bishop e7, queen h5, rook h6, I get my queen trapped. So I'd have to be careful. Yeah, I would have been hesitant to play this move, obviously, because of f6. But apparently I have e4. You know, that's something that you see in a tournament game, but maybe don't take the time to see in a fast game. It's a 50-50 whether I would have found it. But I probably wouldn't play knight g5. I would have thought for a while and opted for either queen f2 or queen h2. Well, queen f2, I guess, isn't great because of bishop h3. So it's this. This looks a little passive for white after h4 and here. But I mean, objectively, white is winning. Okay, so any other subscribers to the stream? Mira, what? Yeah, it doesn't seem good enough. No, you did the right thing. The real question... Oh, he's an interim host. Okay. Is this Scott Jennings? Is that who it is? The former, like, champ? I'm not really a big follower of Jeopardy, obviously. I just saw someone, Ken Jennings. Okay. Scott Jennings is a idiotic right-wing journalist. I get my Jenningses mixed up. So my friend the Weed Master would know that. Joe's into Jeopardy, probably more than me. D4. It depends on how much time you sit in front of the television at the end of the day. I just don't have enough time. So, the London system, oh no. No, it's Bruce Jenner. Not Bruce Jennings. That's another story. I just remember from the Wheaties in the supermarket when I was a little kid. The Wheaties box with Bruce Jenner was a classic. That's probably worth money. So E3, defending said bishop. What is it about drunk drivers? How does that connect here? Sorry, sometimes I'm nodism are a little hard to follow. Oh, I don't know who Bruce Jennings is. Sorry. Not on my info feed. E3. Can't know everybody, huh? So what are we gonna do? Take? Let's take. It's not bad for white. For those of you who are like pawn structure Nazis, you can't like say every time that someone has a doubled pawn it's bad. I mean, this doubled pawn is useful. It's controlling the center. It gives them a half of a file to attack down the E line. You have to take it on a case-by-case basis. I love pawn structure, it's important, but you can't subscribe to that as the most important feature of every position. Guys, I gotta go in like 15 minutes, so we should be able to play this game, maybe one more, depending on how long it takes. This pawn advance is a thing. And I need to develop. Going for bishop e7, power diagonal, tower of power. If queen here, long diagonal, I don't think that looks right. That looks suspicious, but it's playable. You might be tempted to do that. But my bishop is really looking for a place to get out. It's extremely restricted by e6, so if I can fianchetto, that's probably a good setup. Magnus played bishop d6, not in this position, but I think a move later. The London system man himself. I believe he played bishop d6 on move 3 in a game. It's a good way to kind of get out of theory. Keep those wily London system players under control. I might have time for one more 5-3 game after this. Guys, we're going to be back Thursday night with subscriber stream and game analysis. If you say I look like I'm 48 years old, your games will not be analyzed on Thursday night stream. Hey, where's my glasses? Alright, we've got Mr. Slow, Boogie Nights, Acer Bait, Cheese Noob, and Prince's Chess. Did Prince play chess? Oh, it's my turn. Alright, that is no problem at all. Another player on our stream, but I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was my turn. You snuck that knight f3 in on me. So it's pretty standard, actually. I mean, most cases I'll play knight f6, but I was thinking I might want to tease the idea of an alternate development for black with knight e7, possibly queen f6. As I sit here and say queen f3 is bad, I'll play queen f6 myself. Why am I delaying my knight to f6? Maybe I don't want to obstruct my f-pawn. Flexibility is always good. There are stories of Prince playing chess. I have to ask my friend Ernesto. He's a huge Prince fan, and he was a decent player. Former student of mine who got to around 1700. He would know. Alright, bishop d3. Good play by white. A solid game. We need to get out of here. The white pressure on the e file. How about c5 for me? That's something you would want to do in the near future. And my opponent might have the cheesy noob style idea of castling queenside. Fanatics have been, a lot of them have been programmed to castle queenside in the London system, which I think is pretty overrated and maniacal. It's not a safe and really sound strategy for white. So far, white's played well. Standard position. Equal would be my evaluation. Looks like this game's going to take a while. But we want to get some pressure on this center. This at least, it's not much because it's reinforced. I mean, rook c1 I don't love for white. It's a typical Slav move. Sort of hope chess. Like hoping that I'll take so you have an open file for your rook. But I don't know. I mean, I can't claim an advantage here. Despite the double pawns, it's not a big deal. This is one of the reasons why I hate the London system. I mean, the games are always boring and pretty, I don't know what to say, sterile. Sterile. Whatever you prefer. Tomato, tomato. A3, A6. Not exciting chess. Black is like solid and white is solid, and we're not crossing the line of demarcation down the middle, essentially. Ooh, there's a move, B4. Wow. Getting aggressive. It's kind of a weird choice to put my queen on c7, but I don't have a lot of options. I mean, c7, e7, b8. 1523. 1100 bullet. 1200 blitz. No mistakes so far. We had a game, I don't know, 2 weeks ago against someone who failed to play rook c1, and they allowed like knight d5 with an attack here and attack here in a similar position. I got in knight d5 very effectively. This is not a problem for white, thanks to that rook on the c file. His c pawn is guarded. We're both bored, man. That's why I condemn the London system. I would welcome white if having castle queenside. I like it when they do that, but I have to tell the truth. You know, the castle queenside London system is not really a natural plan. But white is playing well. I'm afraid of ghosts here, but also need to make quick moves. This looks like it'll be the last game for today, guys. Gotta go at 1:30. Not an easy game. I was hoping it would be quicker, but this is gonna take the full 5 minutes I have left. It looks like. F5. Does he have something on F7? That's the million-dollar question. If he doesn't have something on F7, then this is possibly a mistake. I also have bishop takes F3. That's an ugly move. Don't want to do that. Knight G5. What was my plan? Bishop D5. Knight G5, bishop D5. If bishop C4, D5. So I have answers to all of his like primitive attacks here. If this is a mistake, it's really his first significant mistake. Putting the pawn on the white square and losing control of E5 would be letting the black pieces to become unleashed. If this works, he's in trouble, or worse. Now I have D5. It does block my bishop. Fortunately, there's no time for B5. We're just gonna have to take this and hope my bishop can get out another way later on. We have a lot of space. Whoa. Alright. Isn't he losing a piece here? Wow. Pawn C4. Knight C4. Yeah. I mean, this almost works for white. Actually, knight c4 with the threat of knight d6. Surface. Counterplay. But if we're calm, I think we'll find an answer. Bishop d5 looks pretty good, actually. Counterpin. A counterweight. What's up, Chess Smurf? I'm sorry I didn't really greet you. You've been here for a little while, but I got distracted. And I'd like to say hi to everybody. When they arrive, you're a simple person, you like the Wheel of Fortune. Alright, I want that piece. Give me peace. Or give me death. This is over. The Rooks and Pawnda's team Alright, guys. Time to wrap it up. No time for another game today, unfortunately. We're going to be back tomorrow night, Thursday, subscriber stream with Wheel of Fortune. No Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy on the stream, unfortunately. But your games won't be selected for the Thursday analysis stream if you claim that I'm older than I really am. Sorry. So all those haters out there, better tone it down. Troll. Thank you for the games, guys. Have a happy Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:30 CET, International Master William Pascal with the Pawnda. On behalf of everybody here, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.